So it's a good day because you're gonna start in a child's pose. Sarah, are you okay over there? Okay. Do you wanna push, why don't I move the chair for you? You sure? Child's pose. Yeah, child's pose. Remember that one? Yeah, that's about it. Some days you're like, I could just stay in child's pose all day. Let your lower back spread across your feet. Yeah. Anchor your hands, spread the palms wide, and there should be a little lift of your forearms up off the ground. So your arms are kind of active. And the front of the forehead is resting on the mat. So you get in the habit early on in the practice that your neck is neutral, right? So just a nice healthy extension of the spine. And just breathe. And you all practice or have practiced or know that within the practice, we use something called the Ujjayi breath, which is inhalation through the nose, through the back of your throat, and exhale through your nose through the back of your throat. So it's a breath that takes a little bit of time to get used to, but the goal is to start to link that breath to your movements the best that you can. Good. Rock a little weight forward, press up into all fours into a tabletop position. And when you come to tabletop, the recommendation is to bring your hands like a little bit underneath your shoulders. Yeah, they come in a little bit. I like to curl the toes into the mat just to begin to activate here. Inhale, sink the spine down and look forward. Just a few cat's breaths. Exhale, round the spine deeply and look in. Your arms are really engaged. Good. Try it again. Inhale, sink the spine down and look forward. Exhale, round the spine deeply and look in. Just begin to feel. Inhale, sinking the spine down and looking forward. Exhale, round the spine deeply and look in. One more. Inhale, sink the spine down, look forward. Exhale, round the spine deeply and look in. Good. Come to a flat back neutral. Take your right leg and curl the toes into the mat. So it's kind of like a half plank. Yeah. So your right leg is curled and your left knee is on the ground. It's like a half plank. This is a good way to set up plank to begin with. But before we do that, just begin to feel the contraction of your back right thigh, your arms active, and your gaze to the front edge of your mat. Your gaze is also your drishti. You're going to learn all sorts of new things. Float the right leg up so it's just hip height. That's it. Turn the right thigh down so the toes point towards the mat. There's a strong flex of your right foot. Yeah. Now, with your eyes fixed, slide your left arm forward. So we're like shaking hands. Remember that. Draw the navel in and just begin to feel extension through your left hand and flex your right foot strong as you reach and stretch in opposite directions. Reach your left arm back like you're swimming. Pause, the palm faces down. Bend the right knee in half. Pause here. So this could be where you stop if you're just the flexibility isn't here today. If you're moving on, your hand will naturally grab somewhere along your foot or your ankle. If it's a real struggle, ditch it and just be here. Kick a little into your hand, fire up the thigh, but don't open the hips. Keep your gaze down. If you're looking around, it's going to be hard to balance. And just breathe. Good. Reach and stretch the arm and the leg in opposite directions. Yeah. Keep the lift of the right leg. Take the left hand down. Just pause. It's the way you kind of started. Curl the left toes into the mat if they're not already curled. The left toes are curled, so you're in good shape. Start to lift the hips, three-legged down dog. And just breathe. Breathe your right leg up and back. Yeah. If you need to, walk your hands out a little if you feel like it's a little too tight in the stance. So just a three-legged down dog. Feel and fan your right inner thigh open without the hip opening. Just hold here, breathe. Let your head be heavy. Draw the waist up. Fix your eyes on one spot. Keep planting your hands down. You're just going to lower back down to that three-legged tabletop the way you started. That's it. Perfect. Lower the knee down. Pause. Extend the left leg back. Curl the toes into the mat. So just do this much first and feel the back toes into the mat. Then lift the leg so it hovers, hip height. It's okay. You were one step ahead. It's fine. I'm always one step ahead. Like my middle kid, he's always thinking, whatever meal he's eating, he's thinking about his next meal. I'm like, really? Okay, slide your right arm forward. Pause. I know, it tests your balance. This is how we stay like young in our minds and our bodies. Little simple movements. Just breathe. Reach the right arm back. Yeah, like you're swimming. Pause. It's good to check in every movement that you do. Don't just assume. Bend the knee in half. Pause here. Be okay with this. If you can get hold of your ankle, your foot somewhere on your leg, go for it. The kick goes up and back. Fire up the thigh. You're not opening your hip, so it's subtle movement. You don't want to feel like you're jamming yourself. And if you fall on your face a little bit, it's okay. These are all people we're surrounded by that are very accepting of falling on our faces. We'll help you up. Breathe. Firm up the outer left tricep more, and then reach and stretch the arm and the leg in opposite directions. Just find that extension. Now, fire up the left leg more, flex the foot. Take the right hand down so you're in a three-legged tabletop. The toes of the right toes are curled into the mat. Lift the hips, three-legged down dog. Just lift the left leg up. So not much changes. And if you feel like your down dog's a little short, you can always walk your hands out. Hug your right hip in really strong. Flex the left toes a lot and feel the back left leg firm. Draw the waist up. Just be here for a few moments. Let the head go heavy. Let your eyes just fix on one spot and just feel your left leg in space. Don't let the left leg move at all. Just drop the right knee back down. The toes curl, three-legged tabletop. That's it. Knee down, tabletop position. Good. Now you're going to slide both legs back. Your hands come forward just a little bit into a plank. I just go right to it. Yeah. Plank position. Now, if you're here in plank and you're like, this sucks, I don't want to hold plank, drop your knees and you support with supported plank. This is the supported plank. Now, my suggestion to all of you to make your plank a little bit more sustainable today is to breathe your chest through your body, keep your neck very neutral, and the goal is to have your tailbone very long. Your arms are fixed, they're firm, the outer triceps hug in, your thighs contract, and your eyes are on one spot. I recommend the front edge of the mat. Keep your arms and your legs straight, just lift your hips, downward facing dog. You found it. And if you get to this down dog, sometimes you need to kind of like walk it out a little and find what feels good. Everyone's bodies are slightly different. Some of us need to take straight-legged down dog, some of us need to take bent leg down dog. So you can always bend behind your knees. Let your head just be real heavy. You got it. Feel your hands press down. Thumb, index finger, baby finger, outer arms wrap in. Amanda, separate your feet just a tiny bit more if you can. Spread your toes wide. Feel the pit of the belly lift and feel your hips breathe high up off your shoulders. That looks great, Natalie. Couple more breaths in stillness. Let your mind just adapt to the practice. So truthfully, the practice is all about the mind. We just reap the benefits of what happens to our bodies from the practice. Roll forward to plank. You probably found your sweet spot now from down dog to plank. Yeah, it should feel a little more natural, even if it's not natural. Hips up and back dog. Couple times like that. Have a little fun with it. Roll forward plank. Yeah, be useful. Hips up and back down dog. One more time. Roll forward plank position. Pause and plank. Good. So in this plank, decide how you want to take your push-up. If you immediately want to bring your knees down, they go to a little bit behind you, that is fine. If not, lower halfway at most. You could also take a micro push-up, which just be bending your elbows a little bit, keep your neck long. Re-straighten your arms to a plank. Pause and plank, draw the waist up. Do it again, bend your elbows. If you need your knees down, be okay with that. Less is more. Re-straighten your arms, draw the pit of the belly in and up. One more. Halfway to a version of a push-up that works, elbows close to you. Pull yourself through an up dog this time, or baby cobra. Some of you prefer a baby cobra, a little less intense for the lower back. If you're in an up dog, the tops of the feet press into the mat. The legs are strong. You're leading with your chest. Lots of thoughts going on here. Hips up and back, downward facing. Yeah. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Look to the top of the mat, take 2 big steps. 1, 2. Long spine on the inhale, weight is forward. Hands can also rest on your shins if you feel really tight this morning. Exhale, fold in half, let your head go. Try that again. Inhale, long spine. Either fingertips line up with your toes or your hands are on your shins. Either which way, your weight is forward. Exhale, fold into yourself. Let your head go. One more long spine to prepare you. Your shoulders slide down your back. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Get a head rush, hands to prayer. Drop your arms. When you get a head rush, it's like doing drugs without having to do them. So it's pretty good. Yeah, slide the arms up. Dive over, bent knees forward. Well, I forgot you was here. Let the head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare. Plant the palms and step to plank. Good. Halfway down to a chaturanga. Now you can skip these push-ups if you're not into it this morning. More weight, Natalie, forward. Drag yourself to an upward facing, point your toes. Hips up and back, downward facing. So the goal in the beginning of the practice, the entire practice, get out of your own way. Just get out of your own way and just breathe and move through the practice the best that you can. Look to the top of the mat. You can just step. You may not feel like you want to hop ever again, or you can hop. Long spine, weight is forward. Exhale, fold. You can hop, stop, and roll. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer at heart, drop your arms. So it's clean movements. Arms reach up rather than dirty movements. I don't even know where I come up with this stuff. Arms reach up, dive over, bent knees forward, fold, let your weight pull you forward. Long spine sets you up, step. You feel like you want to hop through a chaturanga, you'll always step back to a plank or then lower halfway. Upward facing pulls you through. Tops of the feet press. Downward facing, hips press back. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Just allow yourself to be. Look where you want to go, step or float to the top. Nice and light, long spine, bring the weight forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Hands to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. Keep going, arms reach up. Yeah. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Let your weight transfer you forward. Long spine to prepare, step or float through your version of vinyasa. You can just step to a dog too. Upward facing. You got it. Press to the tops of the feet. Hips up and back, downward facing. So Jody, always look at your hands and make sure your index fingers for the shoulders are a little tiny bit turned out. Yeah, and they're probably almost the entire width of the mat. Look to the top, keep your arms straight, step or float to get there. Long spine when you arrive, weight is forward. Exhale, fold into yourself. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer at heart, drop your arms. Arms reach up, look up. Dive again over bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips, prepare. Step or float through your vinyasa. Nice, Holly. Upward facing, point your toes. Hips up and back, downward facing. That looks good, Tracy. Just do the double push-up. Each one gets a little better. If it's not, tell yourself that. Look to the top, step or float to their hands. Long spine, weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer at heart, drop your arms. Slide the arms straight up towards the sky. Let's drop our seat and sit into a chair right here. Get it over with. So if you get to chair and you feel really stuck, you feel really stuck in your lower back, know you can always separate your feet, any dimension that works for you. If your arms feel stuck, know that you can always open them up wider. You can also cactus them. If you're looking down, I encourage you to look up a little bit without your neck dropping back. Get heavy in your legs, bring the weight into your heels. Breathe. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold, let your head just go. Come to the fingertips to prepare, step or float through your vinyasa. Upward facing slides you through. Hips up and back, downward facing. Roll forward to plank. Hug your right knee towards your navel and pause. Straight up and down with your arms, is scooping out of your belly and your eyes to the front edge of the mat. Hold here. Your back leg is super engaged. Press down for a little more lift. Keep looking forward, land your right foot all the way forward and through into a low lunge. Come to your fingertips and pause. The trick with low lunge is walk your right foot a little to the right. You want about hips width distance. Be on your fingertips, activate your back leg. Feel like you're leading the pose with your chest, bend heavy into the right thigh, not the knee, and you always want to make sure your knee and your ankle are lined up. Reach your arms back like a set of wings. So now you're just hovering over your front thigh. Yeah, your shoulder blades pull back, your neck is neutral. You feel your feet on the floor, and there's a strong gripping in of your right hip. Yeah. From your hip point, start to sweep your arms out and up, crescent lunge. If you get here, feel wobbly, you feel shaky, it doesn't feel like you're getting what you need. No, you can always drop your back knee and support the pose. There's always a way out. It's okay. Fix your eyes on something that's not moving. Maintain a steady breath. Hands come down to frame your front foot. I want you to claw the mat, like literally claw the mat with your hands. You're gonna rock your weight forward, make a connection between your stomach and your right thigh. And just like that three-legged down dog, lift the leg up only hip height. Don't open the hip. So it may only go a little bit up off the floor, that's okay. But stay connected to your right leg. You can bend your elbows, let your shoulders kind of drop down your back, and breathe your left leg up as you fold. So bend your right leg, Amanda, more. There you go. Make a connection with your body. Perfect. Flex the foot strong. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Turn the left toes out a little on an angle. Left toes turn on an angle, like a 70-degree angle. And then take a giant step back, but pause low for a warrior one setup. So don't go yet. Arrange your feet so your right foot is forward. Your back toes are almost completely spin forward. Jody, walk your left foot more over towards Steph. You're going to be in good shape. Turn the toes more towards me. Yeah, so you can have a wider positioning with your feet. Be on your fingertips here, then bring your arms back again. So there's a strong angle of your back leg, a deep bend in your front thigh. Should feel something. Press down through your feet and your legs, grip your right hip in, and then come up, warrior one. There's a turn of your left ribs forward. Perfect. Everyone's so serious. Is this what our kids look like in the classroom? Really serious right now, right? I doubt it. At least we don't have our masks on. They have their masks on, right? Hands come down to frame your front foot. Step to a plank. Hold plank or hold a push-up chaturanga. I don't know how hard you want to work, how much anger you have, but you can hold a push-up. But don't go to an up dog. Re-straighten your arms to plank. Now, if you weren't angry, now you are. Hug your left knee in. Hug it in tight. So if this is too much, just so you know, you can always be more in a down dog. Your arms are straight up and down. There's a scooping out of your belly. Your breath is flowing. Look forward, glide your left foot forward and through. Get your feet set. So your left foot is forward and a little to the left. Your back leg is strong. Grip your left hip in. Get heavy in your front thigh and then reach your arms back. Back, activate your back leg. Looks great, Maria. Be high on the ball of your back foot for this one, and then come on up, crescent lunge. Yeah, hip points forward. You can always drop your back knee. Look forward with your eyes. And just breathe. If you're lucky, you get sprayed by the pool cleaner. Stay with it. A couple more breaths. I know it's hard to be still. It's hard in your mind. It's hard in your body. Hands come down to frame the front foot. I literally want you to claw the mat with your fingertips. You can always place blocks too. As you come up into the standing split version, it's more about making a connection with your front leg than how high your right leg is lifting. Let your head just go real soft. You got it. Nice work. Stay with it. Think about moving your shoulders away from your ears. There you go. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Pause. Turn your back right toes out on an angle. It's like a 70-degree angle. And then real low to the ground. I want you to step back, but don't come up yet. Arrange your feet. Grip your left hip in strong. So separate your feet, Jody, even wider. There you go. And then sweep your arms back and hover for a second. So steer your left hip underneath you and steer your right waist forward and then come up, warrior one. Sometimes when you come up, you have a little more room to wiggle that foot forward. Outer blade of your back foot presses firm. Chest lifts, eyes move up. Another breath. Just feel it. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Plank position, chaturanga. Upward facing slides you through. Hips up and back, downward facing. Deep breath in, full breath out. Look to the top, step or float to get there. Long spine, keep your weight forward. Exhale, fold into yourself. Sit again into chair. So decide if you want to practice with your feet together, separated. Sometimes it changes. Press up to stand up. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. 3 together. Here we go. Arms reach up. Sit again into chair. Weight moves into your heels. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare. Step or float through your vinyasa. So you can just step up. You can float back. Upward facing pulls you through. Hips up and back, downward facing. The right foot lands, the back foot turns, warrior one. If you have an aversion to warrior one, you can also just take crescent lunge. So whatever feels better in your body. Yeah. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Plank position, you simply just step to a dog if you're not into all the push-ups. Chaturanga, if you're taking it upward facing, point your toes, great. Hips up and back, downward facing. Land your left foot forward on your breath. You turn your back foot on an angle, or maybe you prefer crescent lunge. Try crescent, because the hip points are more forward. Crescents with the ball of the foot lifted. You may have a little bit more success. There you go. Hands come down, plank position. Chaturanga Dandasana, if you're taking it, that's just a push-up. Upward facing, point. Hips up and back, downward facing. We all meet here, so it's kind of like a safe zone. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top. Get there light, long spine, weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Sit into chair with excitement. You got it. Your butt goes way back in chair. Press up to stand up. Drag your hands to prayer, drop your arms. Here we go. Arms reach up, sit again, chair, weight moves into your heels. Dive over, bend knees, forward fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare you, step or float through your vinyasa. So now you're just building a little bit of momentum. Up dog pulls you through. Hips up and back, downward facing. Right foot lands, back foot turns. Warrior one or crescent lunge, you pick. Hands come down to a plank. You want to just be really efficient with whatever you're deciding to do. Up dog, smooth operation, downward facing dog. The left foot lands on your own breath, on your own beat. Warrior one. Hands come down, plank position. Chaturanga, it's okay. Upward facing, hips up and back, downward facing. Breathe. Just be still in the moments that you can really be still. The movements that were more active, we're gonna be moving. Arms stay nice and straight. Look where you wanna go, step or float to the top. Get there lightly. Long spine, weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Sit again, chair. Press up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Last one, yay. Arms reach up. Sit deep, chair pose, weight in your heels. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Long spine sets you up. Look forward a little. Step or float through your vinyasa. So it goes plank to a chaturanga if you're, yep, upward facing. Hips up and back, downward facing. Land your right foot forward. Back foot goes on an angle, warrior one. Hands come down, plank position. Chaturanga, upward facing. Hips up and back, downward facing. Left foot lands, back foot turns, warrior one. Nice work. Hands come down, plank position. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, point your toes. Hips up and back, downward facing. Land your right foot forward, turn your back foot on an angle, warrior one, come up and hold. Yeah. So warrior one, so walk your right foot a little more to the right. And you should really have this deep movement of your left ribs forward. Good. Drop your arms by your side body. Clasp your hands behind your back. You can keep a little bend in your elbows. If your shoulders feel great, you can straighten your arms. It's up to you. There's an inhale of your breath. Get heavy in your front leg. Come forward for a humble warrior. So humble can be taken just kind of hanging out here. Your stomach on your thigh. If you'd like to work deeper, your right shoulder can snuggle to the inside of your right leg, but you're not opening your hips in warrior two. It's truly warrior one hips. Let your head go. Grip your right hip in strong and let your left torso continue to turn forward towards the front skinny edge of your mat. You got it. And just breathe. And when you want to give up, come back to your breath. Let your hands drop a little closer towards the base of your head if you can. Anchor strong through your legs, pull your torso up. Sweep your arms up towards the sky. Warrior one. Bring it to the floor. Plank position. Pause and plank. While we're here, bring your feet together. Bring your left hand out an inch in front of you. Roll to the outer blade of your left foot. Vashisthasana side plank. You can stagger your feet. Right foot can go in front of left. You can drop your bottom knee and take any variation of side plank that's modified. I'm demonstrating one here. Awesome. Keep breathing your hips up. Stay with it. If you want more, your top arm can wrap towards me, or Sarah could go, yep, towards me. Perfect. Yeah, so perfect, right there. Plank position, pause. Look forward with your eyes in plank. Halfway to a chaturanga, pause. Slide into an up dog, pause. Take each movement. Arms stay straight, hips up and back, downward facing. Land your left foot forward, turn your back foot strong, warrior one, come up and hold. Take a second to get the alignment. Your stance is about hips width distance. Your back thigh is on an angle. You're bending deep into the front thigh. Drop your arms, clasp the hands, opposite grip if you can remember, good for you. Feels a little funny when you take the other side. Breathe the chest open. Take your right ribs a little forward. Yeah, and then come forward. You got it. So decide how deep you want to be here. Maybe it's just your stomach resting on your thigh and you're kind of in this hovering, or your thigh is really creating a ledge for you to rest on. Keep turning your right ribs forward. Yeah. If you're snuggling in there, your shoulder kind of gets inside the left leg. And then your hands can get a little heavy as you drop them down towards the base of the head. Focus a lot of energy on your back leg. Yeah. Stay with it. The strengths of your legs have a lot of power. Use them, pull your torso up, unravel your arms, sweep them high, warrior one. Hands to frame your front foot, plank and pause. Walk your feet together. It's going to be a little easier for the pelvis to be aligned. Right hand comes an inch forward, roll to the outer blade, Vashisthasana side plank. Now, you can modify, you can stagger your feet, you can drop your knee down, you can tense your fingertips, you can drop to your form. There's so many options here. Find something that you can hold for a bunch of breaths. Sometimes it's not about going the deepest. You got it. Breathe your hips up, draw your waist up. Top arm can wrap up and forward if you want a little bit more action. If not, just stay. Tracy, it looks really good. Alignment is awesome. Everyone looks great. Stagger your feet, Steph. It's going to be easier. Yes. Press both feet into the ground. There you go. 2 more. Look down, plank. Pause and plank. Enjoy this. Chaturanga, pause. Up dog, pause. Nice time to take a water break. Hips up and back, downward facing. Land your right foot forward, low lunge and pause. Yes. So you're gonna tense your right fingertips like you did before, like claw the mat. Most of you have a block. If you don't, I'll come around and give you something. Take the block, grip the right hip in strong. We're going to an Ardha. So I want you to really focus on your right leg, keeping that hip in. Your left hand can slide to your hip, and you're gonna bounce up into a half moon. Left arm extends up. Try it. It's okay. The camera for Zoom is not on you. Okay. If that makes you feel better about yourself right now. Yep. Half moon. Nice, Sarah. Nice, Nancy. Breathe your left hip up a little higher. Flex your left toe strong. So now if you have it in you this morning, you want to go to the bind the Chopasana. Like you did early on in the practice, first reach your left arm back. Yup. Like you're swimming. Then bend your left leg in half. Now your foot should land right behind your butt. Grab somewhere around your ankle. And the kick actually doesn't go up, it goes back. Nice, Natalie, right there. Turn the bottom ribs and then maybe get a little lighter in your bottom hand. Regular half moon. If you added in any embellishments, just find your way back to a regular half moon. So you're gonna focus strong on your front leg, keeping it straight and strong. You're gonna take a giant step back into a triangle pose. Pull up on the front of your shin and extend your left arm up. And if it wasn't so graceful, you reset and you make sure that your right heel and your back left foot are in the same alignment. Your legs are straight, your arms are straight, and you refine the pose. Right hand to right shin. Turn your left toes, Jody, a little towards me. Your left toes. There you go. And then your side waist is very long. Sarah, take a bigger step. I want to see what happens. Yes, and then grab onto the front of your shin, like literally pull the pant leggings up and get the side ribs to lift. Then look up if you can, if your neck allows you to. That's awesome. Stay with it, guys. Little more energy to your arms and your legs as you hold the pose. Let your shoulders slide down your back. There you go. Your top arm and your top leg are powerful and they're gonna pull you up to a straight leg and straight arm position. Nothing's gonna change here. Maybe just take a little bit of a wider stance with your right foot. Arms stay really active. You're gonna bend your right thigh, warrior two. So your back leg is set up for you from triangle to warrior two. Not much has to change. It's just a bend in your front thigh. All good? Oh, wonderful. Turn up the inner part of your right thigh so it rolls open. So you want to roll your right thigh open. You want to think your tailbone drops down. Then breathe your chest open. You should feel something funky in your arms, like your arms are working. Lengthen your tailbone. Try not to stick your butt out. Think of squat pose. Draw your waist up. Close your eyes and hold. Just hold the pose. The sensation you feel is temporary, as most things are. Stay with it, just a feeling. Look forward with your eyes open. Yep, circle it to the floor, plank position. Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog, make it feel good if you're taking it. Hips up and back, downward facing. Very deliberate movements, guys. Glide your left foot forward, low lunge and pause. You really want to work on the alignment of your left foot staying forward, your hip gripping in. You reach out for a block. If it's there, it's going to probably go medium to high setting, depending on you. Right hand can come to your hip. Really move slow from the transition so you can get the pose and then start to open into your version of half moon. So those that are at home, you know, you can always go towards the wall. Right. Amanda, try flexing your top toes. Yes, towards the sofa. Perfect. And then stay there. So let's backtrack for a second, guys. If you went into a bind already, just find your way to a regular half moon. Keep your hand down, Steph, to start, your bottom hand. Keep it down. So you want to breathe the side of your body open. Yes, before anything else happens. Now, your top arm, which is your right hand, if we're all on the right side, reach it back towards your foot. Just reach it back alongside your body. Do that much. Then bend your left leg in half. When you bend your leg in half, your hand and your foot should make a marriage if you're moving on. Then the kick goes behind you, not up. Yeah, get a little lighter in your bottom hand. So once you get all that, then you get a little lighter. Maybe come to 3 fingers, 2 fingers, no fingers, all the fingers, whatever. The left foot has to stay forward. Keep gripping that hip in strong. And if you fall out, welcome to the practice. This is life. Regular half moon, whatever you added in, or if you added in nothing, you're still here. Focus strongly on your left foot, okay? Your left hip. Now, look down. Giant step back. Do it slow. Back leg strong. Pull up on the front of your shin, Trikonasana triangle. Right arm extends up, and then you look up. And if you need to reset the pose. You're in triangle Trikonasana. Block can always be on the outside of your calf if you need a little lift. Keep your bottom left arm straight. That looks great. Bottom ribs turned, hips hug in, spine is long. Feel like you're pulling your pants up your leg. Yeah. And then your right arm can grow a little higher. Couple more breaths. Anchor through your feet and the outer part of your legs. Back arm, back leg is going to pull you up to straight arms and straight legs. So some of us may need to widen our stance. So then you're going to bend your left thigh. All you need to do is bend your thigh. Back leg stays the way it is. Chest nice and open. Yeah. Roll up the end. So roll your knee back. Perfect. Just like that. And then close your eyes, because otherwise you're in hell. You're just thinking about the pose. Chest nice and open, back leg strong, and then get heavy and drop down into your tailbone. So rather than feeling like you're sticking your butt out, you want to lengthen down. You want to really lengthen down, and that's going to require a pretty long stance. You can bend into your front thigh and use the strength of the back leg, and then really get heavy in the legs. Stay with it. A few more breaths. This is when it gets good. Blink your eyes open. Look towards me. Thank God we're doing jumping jacks now. Yeah, and I'm circling the hands to the floor. Plank position. Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog pulls you through. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Look to the top of the mat. Step or float your feet there. Long spine on the inhale. Weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Sit into chair. Weight moves into your heels. Yep. Slide your hands to prayer at heart. Inhale that breath. Hook the elbow, twist to the right. So you can air twist too. You don't have to go and get in there. Keep the 2 knees lined up side by side. Yeah, so you want to keep moving your hips back. Weight stays in your heels. Spine is long. And I'll tell you a little trick about these twisting poses. If you look back, your spine rounds, which we don't want. So look sideways or look up. Yeah, keep the weight moving into your heels. More breath. Chair, come around to the center. Get heavy in your legs, look forward with your eyes, weight is in your heels. Press up to stand up, drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Just reset for a second. Sometimes you just need that. Arms reach up, sit again into chair. Drag the hands to a prayer. Inhale your breath first, and on the exhale breath, we try and twist. Hook the elbow to the outside of the thigh. And just so you know, you don't have to hook. You could just air twist. That's fine. Work on the shape of the lower half of the body, the knees, the feet, the shins, everything staying nice and lined up. Perfect. You can have a little separation between your knees like you're doing, Nancy. That's great. And your breath is flowing. And I'll just remind you, look sideways or look up. Keep the weight in your heels. You don't want to feel like you're cranking into the pose. Stay strong in your legs, chair pose. Strong in your legs, strong in your mind. Press up to stand up, drag your hands to prayer, stand up tall, drop your arms. So for the next little segment, just separate your feet, hips width distance a little separation. Reach down, grab your right ankle and bring your leg up into a tree. It's good news to start. Yeah, hands come to prayer. Great, we can all do this. And just so you know, you can always have your foot down lower. Some days you come to the mat and our balance really is rocky. So this is a good place to be too. You don't have to feel like you need to go so deep. Grow the branches of your trees. Your arms can go out on an angle a little if you have the room next to you. And then you could look up a little with your eyes. Stay with it. Squeeze the hips in, lift the waist up, look up with your eyes, and just breathe yourself open here. Stand tall. So let's just take our arms straight up towards the sky like this, just straight up like you're holding a block in between your hands. Get real active with your arms. So you're gonna just try and stay engaged for the next little bit of movement. Keep reaching your left arm up. Don't let that arm drop. Reach down and grab the front of your right knee and swing the leg forward to a 90-degree angle. So you're grabbing now the front of your right knee and you're staying extremely active through the left side of your body. Contract the left thigh, fire up the glute, and flex your right toes. This is a great spot to stay. Just work on balance, patience, breath, focus, and concentration. If you feel inclined to move on, you can reach down and grab your big toe. Once again, this is a spot to stop. If you feel like you're moving deeper than your body can handle, be here. Keep staying active with your left arm. You want to keep growing up. Extend your right leg forward if you have that range of movement. Left leg must stay straight. Right leg can have as deep of a bend that your leg, may need to be half bent. Who knows? You got it. Breathe upwards. Soften the right hip, contract the left thigh, and get out of your lower back. So you shouldn't be leaning back at all. Now you're gonna keep your right leg up, breathe it up, and breathe your left arm up. Right arm's gonna join the party. You could do this with a bent knee if it's too much. Keep breathing your arms up. Bend the right leg over the left thigh and make the figure 4. So it's gonna go like this, perfect. Then you're gonna bend into chair, deep into chair. Your arms are gonna go really far forward. Keep flexing your right foot. Yes. Hips swing back, right foot flexes. Be here or drop your fingertips to the floor or blocks for ankle to knee. You can slide that block right down and you can rest your hands on them. You're like, help me. Yeah. It's okay. Flex the right foot strong. If any of you want to fly in this pose, you're welcome to. So what would happen in the posture, you do a flying pigeon. Your arms will come down, they'll bend in half. You have to flex your foot around your left tricep. Yeah, and your weight will come forward. Your arms will act as a ledge against your right shin, and then your back foot will lift up off the ground. Give it a whirl. If not, you're hanging there. You can even anchor the back of your triceps to the front of the right shin. 3 more breaths. So here we are together in this pose. If you're flying, come up, meet us here. Hands to your hips at the same time. Pull yourself up, release the right foot. Stand with your feet separated and just shake your legs out. Okay, on your right leg, left leg comes up tree. Just do tree first. Don't think about the rest. Stand up nice and tall. Bring your hands to prayer. Grip the hips in strong and then grow the branches of your tree. Arms reach up. Just a pose to elevate yourself and feel. The uncertainty of the posture makes it interesting. Now, focus strongly on your right leg and your right arm. You're gonna really reach it up, like almost feel like your right hand can grow higher than your left. Like keep reaching it really high. Now keep all that and then start to move your left foot away from your right thigh and swing it around to a 90-degree angle. So just keep elevating the right side of the body as you hook onto the front of the left knee. Just be here. Keep growing that right arm up. Be happy here, be content. If you feel that you need to move on, hook the big toe. If you would like to move even deeper, extend the left leg forward. Standing right leg strong. Left leg can have as much bend as it needs. Soften the shoulder down the back and keep elevating yourself. Fix your eyes on one spot that's not moving and breathe right here. Keep extending your right arm up. Don't let it go. Now let your left arm join the party. See if you can straighten out your left leg. Lift it as high as you can. Lift the waist up, the arms up. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Pause. And then start to sit into your chair. As you start to sit back into your chair, flex your left foot strong so the hip moves back. Arms can reach all the way forward. Find that extension. Nice. Then once you get here, fingertips can come down. Wrap the foot around the outside of the right tricep. So flex it. There you go. Flex it strong. And then set up your hands here on blocks or the floor or just hovering in a prayer. Keep steering your hips evenly back. And if you like to try and fly, think of the front of your left shin as the ledge against the back side of your triceps. Keep flexing the foot. Think chaturanga arms. Look forward with your eyes. If you're flying, meet us with the foot down. And then C, challenge yourself at the same time. Bring your hands to your hips and pull yourself up. Release the left foot down. Stand tall. Sweep the arms straight up towards the sky. Look up with your eyes. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Let it all go. Come to the fingertips, repair. Step or float through your vinyasa. Upward facing, point your toes. Hips up and back, downward facing. Just a little bit more standing will be done soon. Glide your right foot forward, crescent lunge. Arms come up. Aren't we having fun? Kind of, a little bit. Hands to prayer. Inhale the breath, lean forward, hook the elbow and twist. So here, you can always drop your back knee, which I do all the time now because it just feels better. But if your back leg is strong and straight, it's really anchored. And there's a little bit of a leaning back going on. Yeah. So Amanda, lean back a little towards Amy with your torso. Yep. Open up your arms if you want more, just stay as you are. So drop the back knee, do it like this, hook the elbow and twist. You're actually getting more doing it this way than being in a pose where you feel like you can't maintain it. We just have to get over ourselves. Couple more. Look to the floor, place both hands down, pause. If your back knee is not dropped, just go ahead and drop it down. When you drop it down, it's on an angle. Good, the left fingertips are gonna stay down, or you're gonna place your hand to a block, the right arm's gonna reach back. So you're gonna do this. I like the hand on a block, a little in front of me, if you feel like your shoulder kind of juts up into itself. If you can kick your foot up and back into your hand, flex the foot and grab the ankle or the top of the foot. If this is something that's not in the nature of your body, just keep the toes curled into the mat so the hamstring stays active and keep reaching back with your right arm. Grip the right hip in strong. Don't let your right thigh in this version of this open up. You got it. 3 more breaths. You got it. So look sideways rather than looking back, Maria, and that's going to open up the collarbone more. If you've got your foot, let it go. Pivot your torso around, both hands down on the ground. So you're going to fire up your back left leg and scoot it in a lot. So you have about 3 feet. It's like a very short warrior one position. The last standing pose on the right side. Hands come to your hips, pull yourself up. Wiggle your right foot a little forward and a little to the right. I find it helps. Right hand on your hip, open the left arm up, inhale that breath, come halfway down, steer the hips back, and then if you have a block, the block goes to the inside. I like the inside of the foot, or your hand to your shin. Right hand will then slide to the flat part of your back. We're setting up here for twisting triangle. Nice work. Yes. Feel like someone's got you by your hips. Amanda, it looks great. Just widen the position of your stance. And what I mean by that is take your right foot towards the sofa. There you go. Now take your block up higher and take it closer to your front foot. Now you're in good shape. Twist open. Look towards the sky. Look down, place both hands to the floor. I just need you to step to a down dog, just in one piece. Downward facing dog. In this down dog, glide your left foot forward, crescent lunge. Just step forward, crescent lunge. Sweep your arms out and up. Come on up. Hands come down to prayer. Inhale the breath, lean forward, and then hook the elbow. And if you get here and you feel a little wobbly, shaky, just drop the knee. Give yourself this support. Yeah, I like it like that. And believe it or not, it's giving you more of a front thigh, hip flexor opening. Activate your back leg. If you're committing to keeping it up off the ground, it's super strong and engaged. Lean back a little with your torso. Look towards the beautiful sky or towards the trees. Look up. Get in there, last little. Look down, place both hands to the floor. If your knee is not lifted, drop it down. Drop it down so it's on an angle. Yeah, keep the toes curled into the mat. It actually helps the hamstring activate. Right hand tense or hand to a block, left arm reaches back. Pause here. Yeah. Bend the knee in and grab the ankle. Go higher with your block, Steph, and then maybe you can get your ankle. Peace. There you go. Okay, think about rolling your right shoulder towards Jody. There you go. And I even go onto tented fingertips. And then look sideways or look up. Nice. Really nice. Grip your left hip in strong so you're really working that hip. Stay with it. Two more. Let the foot go. Bring the hands down to frame the front foot. Activate your back leg. So here are just in a low lunge. And then just step your back foot in a lot. So it's about 3 feet from the left foot. Bring your hands to your hips and come on up. It's like a short warrior one. Walk the left foot a little forward and a little to the left. Left hand stays on your hip. Right arm wraps straight up. Find that length like you did before. Come halfway down. Steer the hips back and then come the rest of the way down. The hand can come to the floor or block or even to the front of the shin is a great way to do it. Then slide the left hand to the flat part of the back. Look left and then look up as you twist. Anchor strong through your legs. Breathe your spine forward and then twist all the little ribs open. Maybe the top arm can swing open, maybe not. And then connect to your breath right here. Don't lose it. Look down, place both hands to the floor, step to a dog. Step right to a down dog and then drop to your forearms for a forearm down dog, which is also known as a dolphin. You can interlace your hands here today. Walk your feet in a little tighter and a little closer. So it's a little tighter, closer, down dog on your forearms. Walk your elbows in a little bit closer for most of you. Yes. Breathe your right leg up, only your right leg, hip height. Pause. Grip your hips in strong. Lower the right leg. Swing your left leg up on the exhale breath from your inner thigh. Lower the leg. Pause here. So this would be where we would normally go up into an inversion, but since we're outside and there's lots of objects of nature here, maybe just hold here. You can come down to a child's pose, you can rest or maintain a few more breaths. Yeah, if you're at home and you're near a wall, you can go up. If you need to rest, you come down, you join us again, about 5 more breaths. Keep breathing your hips up off your shoulders, wrapping the sides of the triceps in. Feel the side ribs engage and your belly draw towards the back of your spine. Good. Drop to your knees, child's pose. It's where it all began. Let your seat move back. Let your arms spread forward. Exhale your breath. Press to a tabletop position. Yeah. Curl the toes into the mat. So seamlessly, right leg forward, left leg back. Right leg back, the left arm forward is what I meant. Right leg back, left arm forward. It was a test. Left arm back, grab the ankle, kick up and back. You got it. All right, here we go. Release the arm, release the leg. Keep the lift of the leg though. Left hand down like we started. Hips lift, three-legged down dog. Breathe your right leg up. We're almost done, guys. This is the last thing. Look forward with your eyes. Land your right foot all the way forward into a low lunge. Drop your knee. Now we're going to go into a little back bend. Sweep your arms up. Good. Drop your arms by your side body. Clasp your hands. Inhale your breath. So the eyes of the shoulder blades come back. Yeah. Lift the chest open. Look up with your eyes. If you're super bendy and you feel like you can maintain this, inhale the breath, lift up and back. You'll kick your foot in and you'll grab your left ankle. Yeah, you'll grab your left ankle or your foot. If you're like, I'm not grabbing no ankle or foot, you're just gonna keep your hands down. You're gonna breathe the eyes of the shoulder open. Your hip points move forward. This is a tremendous back bend. Keep gripping your right hip in strong. Pull your torso up. Wrap your arms up to get out of the pose. Energize through your fingertips. Hands to the floor, tabletop with the toes curled. Tabletop. Yeah. Left leg back, right arm forward. Last time today. Right arm back, grab your ankle. If you can, kick up and back. Release the arm and the leg, but keep the leg in the air. Right hand comes down. So the left leg is in the air, both hands down, three-legged down dog last time today. Left leg breathes up. Keep the hips square, look forward with your eyes, land your left foot forward and through, drop your knee, sweep your arms up. So I actually pull back a little when I come up here, so my right side is a little bit more up and down. Yes. Drop your arms by your side body, opposite grip, good luck. Inhale the breath, eyes of the shoulders open. This could be your back bend for today. Be happy here, this is fantastic. If you're challenging yourself, your right heel lifts up, maybe it draws towards your right butt. Maybe you can't grab this time. Maybe you can get a hold with one hand or both hands. Hug the left hip in, hip points move forward, eyes of the shoulders move up and back, and the eyes look up a little. Let go of the foot if you took it on. Sweep the arms up. Hands come down. Hips up and back, down dog. Look through your hands. Hop your feet all the way through. Lay down on your backs. Let's actually sit up and take Baddha Konasana. Yeah, before you lay down. Yeah, let's take this little hip opener. Yeah, so it depends on how this feels for you. It feels good for me to have my feet a little closer, but if it doesn't, you can always move them a little further forward. Good. Inhale your breath. Just sit yourself up. And then you round forward if that feels good for you. If you need to scoot your feet a little forward, you can do that. Sometimes we like to wrap our hands under. Holly, this might feel good if you wrap your forearms under. Other way, from the inside. There you go. There you go. Wrap your hands around your feet. And then you may want to scoot your feet a little more forward and kind of slide your butt back and fold a little deeper. Good. Pull your torso up. Unravel yourself. Slide your legs straight forward with your feet separated. Slide your arms straight up towards the sky. Inhale your breath. Exhale, fold. Pull yourself up and vertebrae by vertebrae, lower yourself down onto your backs. Hit Shavasana. If you feel like you need a little supine twist to kind of clear it out, you're welcome to take it. If not, just set yourself up for complete relaxation. This is the best part of the practice, honestly. Complete rest. You can slide blocks underneath your thighs. Next minute, just be still. Full breath in through your nose. Full breath out. Arms reach slowly up over the top of the head. If you need a longer Shavasana, just stay. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a giant squeeze. Like, be grateful that you're able to do this. Rock yourself up to a seated position with your eyes closed. Just find stillness. Your mind has got to be a lot calmer than it was when it first started. So forget all the work we just did with our body, which was fantastic. But the work that we just did with our mind to commit to this, fantastic. Let the shoulders draw down the back. Feel the effects of the practice as you move through the next couple hours of the day. Hands to prayer. Have gratitude always. Bow your head for a moment. Lift your head, open your eyes. Namaste. Awesome practice. Thanks for joining me. We'll do this again next week. I'm going to shoot for Wednesday and Friday again. I know this is the second day of the holiday, but this is my temple.